Good morning everybody, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. If you're new here, my name is Donna and I'm really looking forward to what we're about to start today. So I've decided to take part in the 100-day challenge. Now, this isn't my own 100-day challenge. I did think of doing it, and then with time constraints and the level of commitment, I just thought there's no way I'm going to be able to keep it up. However, the other night I was watching Rach and Bella Crafts, and Rachel was introducing her day one, and she's taking a really collaborative approach to it. There is a Facebook thread set up for it with prizes, and I just thought, you know what, this might be an ideal time to help me take baby steps into doing the 100-day project, and then perhaps next year it's something that I feel I might be able to manage on my own. So I'm going to work and talk so that you're not just sat watching me talking before I've even started. So we're going to get on, and as I'm doing the bits, I will explain a little bit more about everything, how it's going to work, how I'm going to be posting, and this, that and the other. So let's get started. So day one of Rachel's 100 days is this envelope flip flap, and then she does build upon this as the days go on. She's currently up to day 3. I'm obviously starting a bit late. I have decided to use some of Louisa Heinzel's papers. These are from her Watching Over You kit. I also printed out a page of the Ruby and Pearl kit that I bought, and I've got a selection of book pages, music pages, and more neutral colours. It's because I like to break up like collage pages with something more neutral. So firstly, we need to get all of our envelopes covered front and back. The only thing I have already done is this one, and I have sealed it at the back, and I'm just going to open that back up again. So we don't want to be gluing these flaps down because we're going to need these flaps to hook around. So that's the only bits that I have glued down. It's going to be my back, and I think I'll work backwards and move forwards. So I will show you how I go about measuring on here, and then I think I will go off and do the rest of the measuring on my own, just to save a little bit of time. So this 100-day project, for those who don't know, it started a few years ago, I believe, and it is a chance for people to create or do crafty, little crafty projects, just short ones, for 100 days in a row. And I think the purpose behind it is to encourage people to just take a little bit of time for themselves out of their day to just do something that they enjoy. That's what I believe anyway. It's quite a popular thing, and I know a lot of illustrators who do it. But although I haven't really seen a lot of crafters do it, I've seen Rachel from Roxy's Creations do it, and I think that's it, to be honest. So I'm looking forward to getting into it this year. I'm just going to cut just inside where I made those marks. So hopefully it will fit onto the envelope without hanging over. So that's in a nutshell what the challenge is. Now, when I was thinking about doing it, we're going to keep these strips, any strips that you cut off from this project, keep them because we're going to use them on day 2. So for me, I have decided that this is a really good way for me to get involved. makes me feel like a little bit of pressure has been taken off. Why is that not straight when I use the cutter? Because I feel like I'm not having to come up with a new idea every day. And the way I'm going to go about it is I won't necessarily be posting on this channel every single day, you know, the 100-day project, because I basically haven't got time to, and I won't necessarily be doing every day on camera. What I may do is group a couple of days together, which is what I will probably do in this video. I'll probably do days 1 and day 2. I've just switched my paper because I cut it wrong. What was I saying? Yeah, so I may put a few days together, or I may not post at all for one day. And I think that will be a more manageable way for me to take part and to get the most out of it, I think. Of course, I will always post the video link to Rach and Bella. And there is also a hashtag that I will use in the description of this video. And if you click on that hashtag, that will bring up all of the projects that Rachel and Bella, I presume, are doing, and also anybody else who has uploaded a video, who is also following kind of the group collaboration. So if you are interested, please go and take a look via those links. And yeah, I hope it's something that you're going to enjoy as well. So let me stick this on here. I'm trying to get this on straight. That could not have gone on wonkier. Not to worry. It's going to be covered anyway with the flaps. It's quite difficult with these recycled envelopes because they're a little bit bent and creased. It's hard to get them on there straight, but I've managed it. Do you know, my cutter, you can see here that I have no paper hanging off, and it's still not cut straight, and that was the problem with this slice. So I don't think it's me. I think it's my cutter, and that cutter's brand new. So goodness knows what's going on. Okay, so that's that one stuck down. I'm going to go and measure the rest of my papers and work out what it is I want to put where. Then I will come back and I will probably have most of it stuck, but I will just leave 1 or 2 without sticking them down, because if you've never done it before, just in case of someone who hasn't done it before, there's a certain way that our paper needs to be stuck onto our envelopes that we can access the full envelope once we come to cut it open again. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I will get back to you very shortly. All of my envelopes are covered front and back, so I'll just show you what this is looking like. So we've got a little one at the front there, and it just flips open like this until we get to the back page. Now I have just left this unstuck here because I wanted to show you how to go about, if just in case, I know a lot of you probably have done this before, but just in case you haven't, how to go about covering the back of an envelope so that you can still open it and have access to the full envelope. Now, if you can see on here, instead of, I'll try and hold it this way, and I'm really sorry, I think I've just lost a lot of light. It just seems to have gone really dark. So I'll have a look and see if I need to put the extra light on. Hopefully it's not too dark. But if you can see, I have actually stuck my envelope. Now for the front, it doesn't matter. You can stick your paper, then stick your paper onto your base. But for this back side, you need to stick your envelope. And this is the reason why. If you were to put glue all over your paper and stick it down, you've stuck this part of your envelope, which means if you cut off the top or the side to get access to it, it doesn't so much matter if it's on the side, you just wouldn't be able to get in as deep. But if you were to cut the top and you've glued all of this, you're only going to be able to get something in which is this wide. I don't know if I'm making sense. So in order to avoid gluing your envelope closed, you need to put glue all over your envelope, and then just a really thin strip of glue here to keep it glued there, and then you've still got your opening. You'll have that opening, and then you'll just put a bead of glue along here, which will just seal it along that edge without closing up your envelope. I hope that makes sense. So I'll do this one with you. I'm going to put glue, so let me move all that out of the way. Just going to glue on here, plenty of glue right to the edge, but I'm not going to go past here. And then I'm going to get my piece of paper. I'm going to line it up. Now I might have to get a bit of a funny angle for this, because it appears that my gluing skills today are not what they could be. Okay, so lining that up, gluing that down, and you'll see it hasn't glued the entrance to the envelope there. And I'm going to get my spreader, give that a really good push down, like that. Then I'm going to get some tacky glue. I'm going to put some glue just along this edge. So it's along the edge, but it's not here. So there's no glue there, so we can still get access to the full inside of the envelope. And then just glue that down. It's always a bit of a messy process, that for me. I seem to get glue everywhere, but if you just do it with a tissue, it'll just lift it. Okay. So then that's got the back of our envelope covered and stuck down, and we can still get into our pocket. I feel like I'm a bit all over the place today. I feel like the introduction to my video was a bit here, there and everywhere. I feel a bit scatterbrained. Maybe I'm tired. Pop that to one side. Let's just do this one. So I apologise if I'm not making sense, or if I've been kind of, you know, jumping around a little bit. Maybe I feel like my thought processes are a bit jumbled. Okay, so that's stuck. So I'm just going to reassemble this now. So I was like that, like that, that, and then that. So the next thing I need to do is decide where I want to open my pockets. So we can either, there's two choices. We can either open at the side and have a side loading pocket, or we can open at the top and have top loading pockets. for this first page, I've got a feeling I'm probably going to want to do something with an eyelet or something there to make a closure. So I think for this first envelope, the best thing to do is actually just cut it at the top and make a top loading pocket, because even if I put an eyelet, I can still get a decent sized tag or piece of paper or journaling card in there. So to open up the envelope, you literally just take a tiny bit from the top. And that will just open the envelope back up. We should now have an open envelope. Yeah. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do for all of my envelopes. So if that's a side opener, I would probably have this as a top opener. So all I'm going to do in this is take a slither off the top. I always get nervous doing this because my cutting skills are not good. And even if I'm taking a slither, chances are I won't do it straight. I could use my cutter. Let me use my cutter. And there we should be able to have access to the full envelope. And you can actually see in there as well, if I pull it open far enough, you might be able to, where the paper is, where we've left it unjoined. Okay, so I'm going to go round now and either create a side opening pocket or a top opening pocket. So I will do that, and then I will get back to you to show you how to stick the envelopes together. Again, you probably all know how to do this, but just in case you're a beginner or you've not made one of these before, I will just give you a quick little demo of what it is we need to do. So see you in a bit. So I've made my pockets in all of my envelopes, and I also have gone round and lightly inked in the Distress ink pumice stone. This is it here. It's a browny grey colour, and I thought it would just work well with the tones. I didn't want anything too dark. It's not as easy to see on the coloured papers, but on the white, you might be able to see it in camera, you might not. It shows up quite nicely. I've also put an extra light on. I hope it's made a difference. I'm really sorry if it's just completely too dark. It looks like it might rain. In fact, I think it's already raining. So my apologies. Just good old British weather. It's England for you. Okay, so the last thing we need to do for day one is to stick our envelopes down. So you can see if we turn it over, we've just got all our flaps at the back. And what I like to do is turn it to the front, arrange it exactly how I want it. So just moving them up and down. I like to stagger mine a little bit. Just to give a bit of variety. Maybe have this one a little bit lower there. And then we'll have this one about there. Then I turn it over how it is. Try not to move it. And start sticking. I'm going to put something heavy-ish here to try and keep that in place. And I'm just going to put some glue. I find this easier than taking it all apart and then trying to adjust it and put it back together again and make sure I've got them at the correct heights and things like that. So just like to do it like this. You could cut, if any of your envelopes are larger and you've got larger flaps, you could cut them down if you wanted to. But it doesn't really make a difference. I'm just going to make sure that side opens how I want it to. Yep. put this back to where it needs to be. Adjust it. Sure it is where I want it. That's not cut very straight. Pop this back on. About there. And what I'll do is I'll start at the top here. Then I can lift both of them together and it just keeps the top ones where I want them. Am I on camera properly? So let me know in the comments if you think you'll have a go at some of these projects. As I say, it's a national thing. And as I say, there'll be lots of other people doing it on YouTube and on Instagram. But if there's anything that I'm doing to do with this 100-day project, I just want to reiterate again that it's a collaborative approach with Rach and Bella, and it's actually Rachel's ideas that I am following, and I will always credit Rach and Bella and leave links to her channel and to the relevant days. Okay, so let's have a look. Now that's all stuck in. I'm happy with that, apart from this wonky cutting, but that's because it's been cut wonky, not because it is wonky, not because I've stuck it wonky. So we should now be able to open all that up. And we've got our flips and our flaps like that until we get to the back. So I'm happy with that, how that's looking. How did we have that? That, and that, I think. I'm happy with how that's looking, and depending on how long this video already is, I may do part day 2 with you now in this video if it looks like the video is not going to be too long. It's quite an easy one, day 2. It's quite a quick little project, and it's just using the strips of paper that we've cut off as we were covering the envelopes. So I'll have a look how we're doing for time, and then I might see you in a little while for day 2. It looks like we're doing okay for time, but it doesn't look like we're doing that well for light. But this shouldn't take too long. So on day 2, Rachel used the strips of paper that she cut off her copy paper when she was covering her envelopes to make some side tucks and pockets. They're like staggered side tucks and pockets. So I've chosen 2 of my strips. I've measured them, the length from the bottom of this envelope just to the top of this one, because when I have it closed, I don't want to see anything peeking over the top. I still want that white there. So I've measured it to fit. Rachel used 3 strips to make 3 pockets. I just want to use 2. And Rachel also did a few on a few different pages. When I had a look, I didn't really want to cover that up because I thought that might be quite nice for writing on. And I didn't really want to cover that up just at the moment because I could see too much of it once it was all closed. So this really was only the only pocket that I was kind of able to put it on, or I could have put it on there, I suppose. Could maybe just put one on there, couldn't I? I might come back in and do that later. Although there's something else that I might do on there that Rachel did on day 3, which I won't be able to do on camera today because of time. So I could do that off camera and then show you. Either way, We're just going to put them on here today. Then all I've done is rounded these corners. It's what Rachel did on hers, which I thought was a good idea. Just helps to protect the corner as you're putting things in and out. I've made a little notch here and I've quickly gone round in the same ink. Now, to keep my pockets together, I saw Rachel do this, and it's a really handy little tip. So get your pockets where you want them. So just kind of line them up, make sure everything's straight. Then get yourself a little bit of washi tape and just stick your pieces together like that. And it just means you can pick it up, mess about with it without it moving. Now, there's loads of different ways you can choose to stick these down. I would like to create a pocket like here. Now let me get a piece of card so I can show you properly. Right, I want to be able to fit my things in here, but I want to be able to go all the way down as though it's like a really deep pocket, or tuck in this way. So, because obviously I've got loads of space here. Another reason, by the way, I've chosen to do it facing out this way is because that's a side loading pocket. So it just kind of all keeps it kind of go facing the same way. So because I'm wanting to be able to get it in to here or down here, I'm wanting the whole of this pocket open. So I'm actually going to stick from here to here, just where the edge is there, and the same on this end. And then I can stick all of this down onto this base. And then all I'll need to do is just stick on the three sides like I would do a normal pocket. So that probably doesn't make any sense, so I'll just show you what I mean. So I only want my glue to come to there. And then same here. Sure that's stuck down. And what I'm going to do is get a pencil. I'm going to pop a mark here. So I know when I flick this back where I need to put my glue to. Going to stick it down here. In fact, just let me take that off a sec and then I can put the glue on. Stick it back down again. And I'm just going to stick it up to where I've put that little mark. I can stick all of this down because the pocket's going to go underneath this main bit. Okay, so let's get this stuck down. Like that. And then all I want is glue here, here and here, and then the whole lot stuck down onto there. And that will create my kind of pocket with a tuck. So let's just put some glue on these three sides. I haven't bothered to back it with card. It's only on copy paper. But I'm not planning on putting loads in it. And also, it's with it being an envelope, you don't have a lot of room, like an envelope flip thing. There's not going to be an awful lot of room. and I'm also not going to be selling it, so it doesn't need to be overly strong either. If you want to back it on card, you could do. I think my glue's just run out. I mean, everything that could have gone wrong doing this video has gone wrong. My glue's now run out, I think. Let me put you on pause. Right, we're back. Honestly, the amount of incorrect cutting, wonky cutting, wonky gluing, gluing in the wrong place, glue running out, and obviously I've just thought I'm not going to put glue there because I want it as a tuck, so I've just done here and here. Yeah, it just obviously must be one of those days. As well as me being a complete scatterbrain, it's just one of them today. Right, so I'm going to let that just stick itself in place before I start messing with it. Let's get the glue, any excess glue off from there. And any from the bottom. And okay, that's it from me for today. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to let everything dry. We're getting a little bit sticky, and I'm just going to dry everything off, get rid of any excess glue, sit it under something flat. As I say, by the time I come back with another 100-day project, I'm most likely to have done it a few days off camera. If I have, I will update you on what I've done and also link the videos that correspond with whatever I've done. And I think that's it. So yeah, I will be back again at some point with some more of Rach and Bella's 100-day project ideas. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope if you get a chance that you're able to maybe have a go at some of these ideas, and I would really appreciate if you can head over to Rach and Bella and give a like or a little comment. You know, obviously they're a much larger channel than I am, but I am using Rachel's ideas, and you know, she's put a lot of effort into sorting out the Facebook thread, and you know, she just seems very community spirited. She has a lot of community spirit, and she seems very encouraging. So I just think it would be nice for us to just give her a bit of a like as a thank you. And also I would just like to personally extend a thank you to Rachel from Rach and Bella as well. So thank you everybody for joining me. I will see you next time, and until then, take care. Bye.